which is with Oscar Criado del Rey. And he's already with us. Hi, Oscar. How are you? I cannot hear you. You need to unmute yourself.
Hi, hello. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well. Thank you very well.
That's great. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Oscar Criado del Rey, who's working as a CEO and managing director at Prolacto. And he is an experienced change management leader, passionate about digital transformation. And Oscar combines his experience in the food and beverages sector from a packaging, agro industry, and a distribution angle with many years experience in IT consulting and infrastructure, as well as in the e-commerce. So he's going to speak on innovations and advancements, advancements helping the industry in enhancing productivity. So let's hear his interesting point of view on this. So Oscar, thank you so much for being here, and we are honored to have you as a keynote speaker. You can start your presentation now.
Okay. Let me see if can you see my screen?
No, not yet.
No. Okay. And now?
Yeah, it's working now. Thank you. Good luck. Stage is all yours now.
Okay. Thank you very much. Right, and thank you everybody for attending this session. Thank you for inviting me to present. Yeah, so my name is Oscar Criado del Rey. I'm CEO at Prolacto, and we're going to talk about how we overcome the barriers and challenges to productivity based on process innovation and new technologies. Okay, so let me start with getting some common ground here. I think we all have some of these challenges. Normally, waste for a manufacturer is one of our top challenges, and obviously with the latest trends, consumer trends and legal trends in terms of a carbon footprint, energy for us as a powder manufacturer becomes also number one. Process waste and product waste is our everyday work. Inertia, organizational inertia, is actually also a barrier to productivity. Usually, companies and ours work in a survival mode, and you increment slow changes, and that is not what we thought would defend us against the volatility we have in the markets. We are a healthy company, have good, very healthy balance sheet, good EBITDA, but things happen every day, and we needed to change this motion of inertia. And then, of course, a key challenge, people, because it's only people that can reduce waste and only people that can stop inertia as well. So obviously for us, people, and I will explain you later why with more reason for us, given the location, but the skill wheel matrix on our employees is quite critical. The availability of people nowadays, good people, it's also not easy to get. So we thought the solution for us was to do a radical change and using a digital transformation as the main driver. So a little bit of the content, give you some background on Prolacto, from that digital transformation, what our vision was and how we implemented, what the components are. A little bit of our discovery program, which is the people's part of this transformation, and a couple of key learnings for everybody. Excuse me. So first of all, our location, we are based in the middle of the Atlantic. It's an archipelago, Portuguese archipelago, Azores. Explains a lot why dairy ingredients manufacturer is here. The fact that we have very mild climate conditions. It's a natural place for cow raising milk, fresh milk production. So this is around 18 degrees average temperature day during the year. Very mild winters, so cows are always in the outside. And this is why we are here, basically. With 2% of the Portuguese territory, 35% of the milk produced in Portugal come out of these islands. So some history also in this background. We are a 54-year-old factory, and was during 50 years a Nestlé factory, almost 40 of them 100% fully owned by multinational, totally integrated in the management of the company. In 2018, the company the factory was sold to a German private equity fund, specialized precisely in carve-outs, which is buying factories from multinationals, factories that become not strategic, but obviously that they have a potential and a good know-how in them. And this is where we came in. We focused and specialized in infant nutrition, which is our background as well as a factory. Chocolate making customers, dessert and beverages mixes in the coffee industry, for example. We've done a tremendous work here in transforming the company, thanks to having a very clear vision shared by everybody. And this was about being entrepreneurial, being innovative, and also have an ambition to make an impact in the international markets. So what defined us? You could say that 40 million euro company will define us, or 13,000 tons production will define our company, or even a 75 employee company will define what we are. But we think what defines us is our mission, because this is what we do every day. Every day we're working towards being a reference, making that impact that I talked about. Producing excellence, producing solutions for our industry customers. So with that, obviously we have the top quality certifications, and we take care of the fresh milk coming from our producers. Around 100 million liters transformed every year. So what happened to us in the last 3 years is that with this change of ownership, we needed to install new processes, new systems, and new people. When you disconnect from a multinational, suddenly you don't have an IT department, you don't have a finance department. Usually these are nowadays shared services, so we need to install everything almost from scratch. But we had the quality, production, and maintenance departments and a very good production line. So we had the basic that you need to produce, fortunately. And we did a really great job here with the team in growing. We increased production by 30% in these 2-3 years. And we moved from one customer, which was Nestlé at the beginning, to have more than 30 and a double number of SKUs. And we did this with this external environment that I think is common to us all. In the last few years in the dairy industry, we went from a skim milk powder price of 1,600, 700 to today's almost 4,000. So great ride with the COVID in the middle, contracts change, cancel, need for new products for home consumption. Then the post-pandemic, and then the carbon footprint legal requirements from the EU, and now the invasion of Ukraine. Really, really, what is next? I think we are all ready now for the next alien invasion or Walking Dead. We'll see. But we need to defend. Need to really defend ourselves. And normal planning doesn't work anymore. What it works is to have real priorities understood by everybody, have a vision, and then be able to change with a smaller sprint, smaller projects that can help you achieve your goals, overall goals in your vision. So we have we set up every 3 years. Now we set up a new business master plan that includes our top priorities, which are excellence, obviously, in what we do, quality, safe, and performance, operational efficiency, innovation, and obviously the environment. So with those critical critical priorities, we can then set up the rest of our programs and projects. And to fulfill with those priorities, or to make sure we drive towards the priorities, it's why we set up this vision of what we wanted from innovation in processes and technologies. And what we wanted, our overall expectations was to have an architecture that will defend us in the market, that will make us win in the market, making sure we fulfill our expectation of service, and also that we are flexible enough with our customers. But also a cultural change internally, get people focused on the task and not on the information they hold. So give visibility and transparency to the system. In terms of productivity and efficiency, that defends us in the future, also allows us to grow internally, organically, and also to sustain our EBITDA. And finally, waste as one of the major topics for us. The more information we have in real time, obviously, the more we can reduce waste, and we can ensure that we stop any issues in the line, in the production, or we can predict things that are going to happen, so that avoid that levels of waste. Our expectation is that we're building here what is going to be a digital twin. That wouldn't be for this year, it will be for next year. So I'm talking here about a program that is running 2021 and 2022. But this is the final result. And then our expectation is also to do what we do and do more with the people we have, because we have difficulties to getting people on board. As I said, we live in an island, it's more cows than people, and getting good people or even just people is very difficult. So this was one of the main drivers for the program. In terms of the journey that we are doing to get the digital transformation, we have to take into account that a company like us, a 50-year-old company, has some legacy systems. We have people working, or we had, because we started this some years ago, but we have people working in silos, not talking to each other within each department. The power was on information, a lot of Excel, very nice and very complex Excel worksheets and spreadsheets, some paperwork in terms of production controlling, but also we had a very high level of automation in the production process at the same time, and a lot of very good systems, but all of them not working with each other and very in a standalone mode. So we wanted, and we want, and we are moving into linking all together. We installing all the modules of the ERP that we had at the beginning, only using some modules. We want to convert network. We want data analytics platform, and we are also changing and have changed some processes in the production line that I will describe in the following slides. Right. So what we decided then was to divide our blueprint architecture into 4 layers: business applications, data platform, one data platform. This is important. Production processes and infrastructure. On the business applications, obviously we have all the modules of ERP. We also have some tailor-made software applications for the management of milk reception, for example, which no ERP in the world is able to do properly. Also some applications to deal with suppliers, with milk suppliers. One data platform that I will describe. On the production processes, we needed to do some changes, install new equipment that we have done, like for example, a line standardization or artificial intelligence spray drying management, and then a lot of work on the infrastructure to make sure we have a hybrid cloud local network, safe and with the latest cybersecurity systems. So if we now go layer by layer, For example, on the business applications side, I was talking about, we go all the way from understanding what is our funnel of opportunity from existing and potential customers, the work we do to attract new opportunities. We register everything there, and we manage the communications and the funnel of opportunity that then links into the CRM or the ERP and the planning itself of potential opportunities and capacity available. Then we have also some Microsoft Office, like everybody else. We work Power BI, Power Automate. We are doing a lot of automation of administrative tasks. We use Teams and Zoho for project management, and also for our daily operation work in terms of continuous improvement program. Finally, ERP. So easy to say we install an ERP. If anybody has been into the installation of a new or a migration to a new ERP, it's quite a work. And obviously, this has been a huge work in the last couple of years. Plus this designing this couple of tailor-made systems have added to the task. But finally, we have this business application defined, designed, installed, and starting to be integrated with the rest of the subsystems. So this is the key game changer here in our system, and it is a data platform. We're using big data and a completely innovative way of going all the way from just a PLCs automated to a data platform. With this platform, Elix, well, first of all, we get all data, not all relevant. We then decide what is relevant and what is not. But we have around 5,000 signals from our plant. As you can see, we are in size, a small site manufacturer, so it's not huge, but we have 5,000 signals. We define then which of them are relevant for who. They are all stored in a database in real time. We have the system that does the correlation and analysis of all the data that receives. Then we have reports and statistics of what is going on. That allows us to plan and make sure we have optimized the line. We can start to predict what is happening because we are receiving information in real time about temperatures, about flow meters, pressure, whatever it is we have in our sensors. And then, of course, we have KPIs that normally you have the day after or during the week or in your monthly meeting. We can have it in real time. And also, it's a non-proprietary system, can work on any PC and can be accessed remotely by anybody, well, anybody with the right security access. And this is really a game changer. This is the pillar for the digital twin. It is based on this technology. And we even install the mesh without having to go through the big names like Schneider Electric or Siemens or their proprietary big expensive PC servers and systems. So quite an open source technology, open to everybody. This is going to really make the difference. I can show you here some samples or how it looks. It looks really in this area here. It looks like a typical PLC screen where you see your process and your information. The difference is we have in one platform, one dashboard, all the plant. And all these alarms are interactive and real time. Then you can also get for all the 5,000 signals, you set up your different graphs. You can do trend analysis. You can work around periods of time. You can do scaling. This is a system that is reading not only from bottom up from the sensors and the different systems, but also the different PLCs, but it's also reading the tables from the ERP and any other data generation system that is linked to the platform. So this is really a big advancement. We have real-time alerts, alarms, different levels, and then the different people do the different actions needed to resolve. So this is a major innovation in our our processes. Then we have in the process production process layer. We change also several key areas here. For example, in inline standardization, the latest equipment from Tetra Pak and Alfast. Before we do it traditional way, separating cream from skim and then joining back. Now with the inline standardization, the recipe received builds the different ingredients, and it all goes to evaporation directly without one full step of the process, which means obviously we are reducing man hours and reducing energy used. We're installing as well at the moment artificial intelligence spray drying is being tested, not working 100% yet, but we already have all the burners and all the heating side linked, and Angea is doing the final testing in a couple of weeks here in the factory. We are also installing new FTIR and NIR equipment from Force, the newest equipment that we can link into and integrate into the system. We've installed the resource osmosis remote management and wastewater treatment plant remote management. Before we used to have one person for each. Nowadays, there's no need for that localization of the people or so much time dedicated to overlooking what's going on. And finally, in the second half of the year, we're going to install a complete new green cold water system using heat absorption and photovoltaic power generation. So this huge amounts of reduction in waste, as you can see, 10% increased capacity coming out of these innovations, and reduction in man hours. I'm not saying reduction in people, because as I said, the goal here is not to let people go, but to retain and train people into different tasks. Okay, so finally, well, the infrastructure side, we obviously have to redefine our cybersecurity. As you can see, we're having now systems exposed to the internet somehow, but with the right security layers and the right security fabric, separating areas but allowing them to speak to each other with certain rules, we managed to stay safe from any virus and any attack. Obviously, no one is safe these days, but we do what is our best on the technology available to stay away from problems. In this, we are adding also a managed security service line that it helped us stay with the latest. And as I said, in terms of infrastructure, we've changed complete the layout of cabling, a new data center. We've upgraded the automation, the Siemens from S5 to S7 300, and install during 2 years all the sensors we needed to have a complete vision of the company. Okay, so finally, we have installed all these technologies, and then when we were planning on installing all these technologies, we thought, well, how do we do this? Where is this going to take us? Because the combination of productivity improvements and advancements, no one knows really. So we said, okay, as no one knows, let's do this all together and let's discover step by step where it's taking us. So we did it in a way that allowed everybody in the company to be involved. We thought, well, it's such major change here, and we won't be able to do it if we don't involve everybody. It's easy for a 75 people company. You can even know the name of everybody. So, it depends on the size of the organization. But for us, this was critical. We involved everybody. We had a shared purpose. And the shared purpose was not the company being more profitable. No, it was about people working at all levels, understanding there was a future, professional future for them, growth personally and also in terms of learning. And this includes even the lowest skill level collaborator. Okay? They're going from doing a very physical work and writing down some papers, some numbers, to now having a completely different work. So we have a shared purpose. We are getting everybody involved and everybody on board. We did this with an external help, but this external help is very important to understand. They shouldn't do it themselves. Just facilitate that we can do it, and this has been critical for us. Each manager is responsible for their own results. The deliverables are understood by everybody in terms of planning, in terms of production, and in terms of maintenance. The KPIs are also understood by everybody, and the plan is well, self-explanatory here in this slide, but it's but the really important thing here is that everybody is owner of their own process. So we focused on three things: production, maintenance, and quality. And in a HR strategy that, as I said, is focused on retaining people and training people. Of course, you're always going to have people that want to leave, and they're free to leave. But we identified with the skill wheel matrix the positive and negative forces in every single team. We understood why the negatives. This is important. So some people is negative about something just because perhaps their emotional contract with the organization is run out. It's not like it was when they joined, or they have a problem, family issue, a family need, or whatever. So understanding why the negatives is critical as well to then go on to train and retain. And well, now in the process, we include define new job descriptions, upgrade training of everybody, and a process that includes new flows, ways of working, and testing of the new organization. How we're doing against the plan? Well, each of the three lines of work has their own pace, but more or less they are all aligned in terms of deliverables. Here we have, for example, in some areas, as I said, a complete phase of the production disappear. In some others, reduction of some tasks go from 4 hours to 5 minutes. So this has a major impact on people's fears of their own job and what their role is in the organization. So by making sure we have this done together, we're showing them, giving them information, and we're telling them where we're going, and it is them who is doing it. In terms of the technologies, we more or less 75% of all the technologies that I explained before installed. The majority are being tested in trial, and we're ready to rock and roll very soon on all of them. I mean, as a complete platform. And key learnings to finalize the session. Well, for us, key learning for us is that we have to do the stuff. We cannot wait, and we couldn't wait. So we did well in saying, let's do the program discovery. Let's start installing this, because it's never going to be the right time. As we have seen, only an alien attack could delay our progression. But not even an alien attack will detain it. We've already started. We need to have many excuses not to get it done. So focusing on people, another key learning on how things are working today. We had a major barrier in one of the projects where we had 3 or 4 different companies working on an installation, talking in English, Portuguese, Spanish, Swedish, and it was very messy. And we need to make a lot of efforts into all having a common language, and also give the user of the system the ownership of making it and having it done. And that worked very well. And then, well, the don'ts of this is don't wait until the moment is good, because it never is, as I said. Don't underestimate ignorance. Ignorance is the main barrier. People not knowing, it's really a threat, and it's always hidden, because people is not never tell you that they don't know something. So a lot of work in trying to understand barriers from people. Don't forget about rewards. People need to see how they are rewarded to get more skills, to get to do new things. And don't think it will cost you what you think, because it will cost you more. Definitely, it's an investment. It's never on budget, but it pays back. And if you take care of what the payback is, then cost that you will have is a bit higher, but it always pays back. Finally, don't do it on your own, but do it yourself. So some help, external help is always helpful, but don't let the external help get the job done for you. So okay. And what I wanted to show you how our platform already working is. This is not anymore the future. It's now the company. It's very exciting. We can see all these 5,000 alarms, and we're starting to clean up some of the parts of the mess, for example, which is still not 100% working. But we can see now our factory in real time. I was going to show you, but for security reasons, I'm gonna keep it safe in this way. But this will be the major change for us. So and that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. And let me see if I can interrupt here. That's me done.
Okay. Okay, just 1 second. Thank you so much, Oscar, for your wonderful session, and it was really very informative. I'll ask the audience that if they're having any question, they can ask you in the chat or in the QA session.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us, and it was really a wonderful session. Have a great day. Stay safe.
Have a great day yourself and everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.